We're on somebody's universe 4. I need more Brilith. Indra pulled up on Mirha. Indra. Oh my lord, this guy, man. Tired of him. Alright, let's see what we got here today, this week. Yep, so there's Indra. Just pulls up on Mirha. Brilith clamps her mouth. When there is a god in front of you, you ought to bow down right away. I didn't know you to be such a blasphemous priest. Oh brother. Here we go. Where's Low, man? Where's Low in the chat? Were you tainted by that old thing while you were locked up together? What old thing? Indra. Would you look at that, blatantly omitting my honorifics? Guess you're not afraid of hell since Yama cuts you some slack? Does his eyes and face look a little different to you? Like, is that a wound? Like, look at Indra's face for a second. To the side of there, like, I think some of that's hair, but it almost looks like there's something on his face. I can't tell though. Hold on. Does the other panel show me clearly? No, I think that's just his hair. Actually, never mind. Kind of hard to bow down when you're holding her like that. Also, I don't like you, so I ain't doing it. I'm petty. I'll go to hell just to get one up on you. um. So wait. So guess you're not afraid of your hell since Yama cut you some slack, and your face looks odd. Yeah. Okay. So it's not just me. This look at Brilith. We back, bro. We back. We back to peak. Brilith ruining my story again. I love to see it. Hi, baby. You love to see it, man. Brilith is really out here. My boy Lizard, 17 months subscribe. I appreciate you. I can't believe Inter sold like that in the UCL finals, bro. How you show up to the UCL finals to lose 5-0, 5-0? That's disgusting. I don't want to see another Italian team in the UCL finals for 10 years minimum. Don't put them on my screen. I can't believe it. They showed up and did that. Shout out to PSG though. Winning immediately after Mbappe leaves is crazy. Even taking into account that they were orders given to you due to your profession, it was your will to follow them without disobeying. Nameless soldier who lived in obscurity. The price for participating in a war of aggression and slaughtering intelligent beings is heavy. Reflecting the will of those who wished for your afterlife to be painful and those who wished for your afterlife to be peaceful. Your sentence is 1,200 years in Kala Sutra, the Black Rope Hell. If you have any complaints, speak up now. My boy Yama too? Yama as well? You want to have a good chat? We want to have a good arc. Brilith and Yama? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Since I wasn't here during the previous chapter, did anyone mention that Brilith and Mirha were killed by lightning in the universe of possibility? I don't recall anybody bringing that up. But why did you bring it up though? Let's assume that we didn't. What's up with that? I don't think we talked about that. They let PSG win at UCL. Shake my head. No. Portugal jersey. Yes. I haven't rocked it yet. I'm waiting for the right day, the right time, the right moment. I think maybe the first time I go out to play some football for the summer. If summer wants to come, I'm gonna go do it. I'm pretty sure Asha killed them. We saw the lightning in real time. Asha. Okay, so Yama's here speaking to Brilith, the soldier version, like the ancient human soul thing. So hold on. Even taking account that they were orders given to you due to your profession, it was your will to follow them without disobeying. Nameless soldier who lived in obscurity. For the price for participating in a war of aggression and slaughtering intelligent beings is heavy. Reflecting the will of those who wish for that to be painful, some to be peaceful. It's you have to spend 1,200 years here. I have no complaints. Yama looks, leave for a moment. Yama about to sprinkle some razzle. He about to. I already know my God. All right, I already know how Yama moves. I'm about to see some greatness. All right, he not like that. He's a fair and kind and benevolent ruler of the underworld. I brought it up because Indra showed up in front of them at the end of the previous chapter. Oh, so you think that if this is another universe of possibility, they can both possibly go out by Indra's lightning? Someone said that Asha is the one that did it, though. If you wish, I can change it to Tapana, the searing hell. But I can't reduce the 1200 years, but I can give you a chance to meet Agni. Has he been looking for the soldier he spent 40 years with? No, in this life, you died without recovering your memories as his betrothed. Okay? So Agni thinks you are merely an impressive human being. But as you are now, you could prove to him that you were in fact his betrothed. No. If he is not looking for the me of this life, I do not wish to meet him as his betrothed. Ooh. Yeah, we're looking down. How could a sinner, as the sole survivor of her perished race, face the very God who burned them to ashes? Ooh. He may show affection that is indistinguishable from guilt, but as long as I carry this memory, I can never love him with all my heart. He goes, surely you are not expecting to be loved by Agni even without having regained your memories as his betrothed. Something like that is impossible, so you'd better let go of those expectations. I kind of feel her, honestly. I think she made a great point from a human perspective. I don't know if a fifth Zen benevolent God is long living and great and cool and gracious as Yama would really get that perspective. Yeah, but Indra couldn't have killed him at that time, though it's kind of funny. Yes, Asha did it, but she used Hati Indra to do it. Fair enough. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I feel it. But no, I don't think that came up last week. And I don't think we had a chapter last week. So it would have been 2 weeks ago or like whenever I did my last reaction, which I don't exactly remember when I did it. But yeah, I don't remember us talking about that. In order to uphold your betrothal from the beginning, he is wary of having feelings for anyone he is not absolutely sure is his betrothed. I even sounded him out, saying that I could get him to meet you, but he rejected that without a hint of hesitation. However, he did seem to be troubled by the thoughts of you, likely due to your to do. Wait, sorry, blah 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 blah. One more time. However, he did seem to be troubled by thoughts of you, likely due to the bond of your souls. If left to his own devices, he may abandon. What is wrong with me today? I swear I can read, bro. Let's try again. What's up, Corey? You ain't missing much. I'm just kind of going through the chapter still. We're at the part where Yama's talking to the ancient soul of Brilith, the soldier version, and she got sentenced to 1,200 years in the black something hell, Kala Sutra, Sura. Do you remember what life Brilith this is about? The soldier one, I'm guessing. It's the girl with the armor and like the short hair. I'm pretty sure. Okay, hold on. If left to his own devices, he may decide to abandon all memories of you, thinking they might interfere with his betrothal. This was a rare chance, one that will only happen once every few hundred years, few hundred reincarnations. Wouldn't it be a pity for that life you finally managed to have together to end up forgotten by the other person? It's fine. I will remember. And you will remember it as well, Yamanim. Thank you for your consideration. This is exactly who I was thinking about. Hey, hold on. Let me get that panel. Let me get that. Yeah. I'll see you in 1,200 years. One Last God, Kubera, story and art by Kurigan, Bible Kim Scam, Season 3, Episode 372, Someone's Universe, Chapter 4. Crazy this side story came back. I thought it would never be mentioned. That's the power of Kurigan. Everything matters. Everything's important. You love to see it. Nameless. That was really sweet. Yes, I liked it a lot too. Do you see him as someone who would personally spare me from hell? Don't drag him down to your level. What's wrong with my level? You are the one who does lowly things like taking the summoner of another god hostage. Hostage? No, I was just trying to ask for her cooperation. Mira Simon, do you know what condition your father is in right now? She looked shocked. Even though he was already old, he summoned me. And I had to fight so fiercely that he ended up on the brink of death. Is that the fight with Ran? The issue is that fight isn't over yet. I've tried so hard all this time to protect your father's life. But if that guy chasing me shows up again, I don't know what will happen then. Personally, I will just be resummoned by someone else. And she's like my daddy, my father. Bugs, bug legs, cockroaches. Nothing in Kubera happens without ever being mentioned again. Exactly. What's wrong with my level? That is funny to me. Like, your level is trash. No one wants to be on that level. That's what's wrong with it. You suck. You are garbage. And I have no regrets because a young summoner is better than an old one. But that guy chasing me seems really determined to see this to the end. I guess his goal is to kill your father? Who and why? Well, I don't know why either, but I can tell you who my pursuer is right over there. Rand? Here we go. And is Rand still burning his lifespan, or is the vigor boys like lessening the impact? If I remember correctly, I need to remember. Someone confirm that for me, please. Hold on. His eyes here. Okay, purple. You talk about Mira being a freak, but her father is the real one. Don't forget her mother's third trait was her head. You know what? You're absolutely correct. Because that's crazy. You know what? I'm not even going to go where my mind went, but just know that it didn't go somewhere good. So Rand is pulling up on Indra. He looks. Mirha. Wait, Mirha. Not Mirha. She has nothing to do with this. She's a hostage. A hostage. Typical of Indra. Just ignore her. If we want to kill Indra, there is no other choice. What nonsense. I don't agree with that. I can't kill an innocent. What's with this now? Killing Indra means killing Indra's summoner as well. Do you think Indra will spare his summoner's lifespan and just die? Who was it? Who was it who disobeyed and chased after Indra instead when we told you to kill Aravata? So it's okay for Indra's summoner to die because you don't really know him, but not Mirha, who you're close with? Why did I do that? Why did I chase after Indra? No, stop it. Even if it's Indra, don't attack. But Indra is the god who tried to kill your family? Are you fine with that? Really? You're wavering. Look at this mindfuckery. They trying to get my boy in the trance. Fight back. Lock in, Rand. Lock in. Just swaying in between. That's still enough for us. It's different from back then with Kalavinka. Rand. Listen to us. And I think it worked because like the pupil in his eye, like the iris is gone. It looks all whatever. So yeah. Whenever he uses Vigor Boys, he saves up his lifespan. Yeah, Vigors are giving him power, so he doesn't use up his lifespan. Kind of depends on what her head looks like. I mean, Ruby, stop. Typical of Indra. Nobody respects that man. Yeah. Babe, what's up, baby? What's going on? What's good? That's crazy though. Okay, so alright, so he's attacking Indra again. You're half shadow man. We have to up your lighting game so I can see your handsome face. I mean, the story is cool and all. Oh, I'm in the basement. That's why. I'm in the basement. The basement doesn't have good lighting. I didn't bring my what's it called? The ring light downstairs. But I came for the good looking man. I appreciate you coming for the good looking man. His name is Indra. I'm kidding. His name is Agni. Mirha's mom covered her face with a veil. I'm not gonna say what I'm not saying it. I'm not gonna say it. I'm keeping it out thought to myself. So Rand attacks. Excuse me, but even with me by your side, Rand is still attacking all the same. No, his attacks have become noticeably slower and he misses a lot. The success rate of his transcendentals has also dropped. He is not the type to kill recklessly, so he's hesitating because of you. What should I do? I don't know enough of the context of their fight to intervene. It seems as though Rand has lost his senses, but Indra is also untrustworthy, and he's taking Mira hostage too. Mirha, try to escape with Hati Vayu. I could escape with Hatifayu, but if I do that, Indra Nim will be at a disadvantage and my father might be in danger. God, she's so annoying. That man is like 86. Let him go. It's time for him to die for his duty. Let me stop. That's not nice. That's not very nice. His name is Naya. I don't think there's a character named Naya in Kubera One Last God. Maybe she had an item of Vishnu like Kalavinka. Maybe, let's see. Let's see though. Let's see what's going on here. So I guess Indra played the psychological game, knowing she wouldn't get out of his hand, even though she could, because he brought up the fact that her father's in danger. Yeah, little diamonds look like. Don't you see in the diamonds in my ears only VVs? Where was I at? It would be good if I could talk to Ran at least. Ran, please calm down and talk it out. What is the situation? If you suddenly act like this, I have no choice but to help Indranim, even if only for the sake of my father. Oh, he stopped? I knew it. The control over him did seem a bit clumsy. It must be hard to make someone do something that goes completely against their own will. This is a golden opportunity, but it's not going according to your will. You must be quite frustrated? Okay. It doesn't work on Vayu, so why would it work on me? Stealing someone else's memories, setting up this clumsy sham of an imitation, love as much as a speck of dust? Ha. You're just blindly parroting, ignorant to the true meaning behind it. Did you think that would shake me up? His betrothed looking. You didn't abandon them after all. Vayu at least seems to have abandoned his feelings, but you could not. Not even the fleeting memories. Not even that love akin to a speck of dust. He zaps her. Yeah, because that's just exactly how much you amount to. Even if I don't use the top like Vayu did, I can still grind you down as much as I please. This love only extends so far. It still allows me to kill you as many times as necessary. You know that full well. It's useless. I've already joined us. So just getting rid of one is futile. You'll never, ever get rid of me. So persistent. Look at his face. He's shocking around with lightning. Oh boy. Urha is like 57. He and that old. Oh, never mind then. Why did I think you like 87? Someone in the Kubera server made a meme comparing Brilith hesitating and Gunhaver saying, "Of course I'll help Ran," and going for Indra with no hesitation. A meme? What's the meme? Let me see the meme. Isn't it time to regain your senses and overcome them, Ran Sarafi? If you can't win against them, I have no choice but to kill you. So he's going to intensify the lightning. Boom, flash. And then something happened. He looked shocked. Hey, yo. Yes, sir. Hikari. Kami no Hikari. The god of light. My boy. He's here. Did the gamble and Aisholi work? Surya? That's the end of the chapter. The weak aura, strong aura comparison next to those themes. Listen, Brilith has every reason to hesitate. I don't want to hear it. Gunhaver can shut his ass up. I'll beat the who made that meme. I want to fight them. Leave Brilith alone. She did nothing wrong. And Mirror's not that important. Let her die. All right. So Surya has popped up, so it's possible that my boy from my show, Lee Grell, he might have cooked. He might have actually helped. I'm wondering who Surya's summoner is right now. That's the best guess we have, but that's cool. He came to save Ran. We'll see if Ran regains his senses very soon, but I like it. Yeah, I think it's because of insight too. I'm not reading your comment about Chad Billith, the GOAT. Mirha's brother Urha, it's been a long time since he made an appearance, but he's bedridden. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Kurigam's blog, season 3, episode 372, Someone's Universe 4. 1200 years. The 1200 years here means 1200 years in hell time. It was once mentioned that when a soul is sentenced to hell, the minimum sentence is 100 years in hell time. Who's the villain here? Here, there was someone who commented that it seemed too stupid for Mirha to immediately take Indra's side, but it would have been a bit different if she had been able to have a conversation with Rand. Her father's life was also at stake. Let's think about it from Mirha's perspective instead of the omniscient reader's perspective. OVR drop. You'd love to see it. Since even this scene was interpreted as romantic, I decided to simply accept it as a kind of taste. It may be poison to me, but it may be tonic to others with different tastes, right? I don't think this is tonic. Poison, gobble. No, don't. I tried to stop them, but they were still smiling normally after eating. What about his summoner? You were wondering if he left his summoner in Aisholi, but he brought them. They're just somewhere else at the moment. You will see them once the point of view of Eloth comes out. Grell's gender is still not confirmed. The Webtoon's official translation made them female. LOL. That's the translator note. And that is the end of Somebody's Universe number 4. How are we feeling? I thoroughly enjoyed that. I got some Rilith. I got some Yama. I got some Agni. The best god. The best pure blood. Wasn't it not the? It would have just been perfect if we had the best Sura, Vitra. Would have been the Holy Trinity. I like this chapter. The sentence of the side story of the soldier version of Brilith's ancient soul, from the ancient human soul, getting sentenced, and her deciding not to meet Agni as her betrothed because of some of the things that happened in that life, and even being like, listen, I'll remember, and you'll remember too, Yama. That's enough. I like that. That was nice. And then at the very end, her actually Kurigam choosing to show the proper form of that version of Brilith. I thought it was good to save it until that moment. I actually caught it early just because obviously Brilith is my favorite character. So even some of the older versions of Brilith, I remember them very well. So kind of keeping them in this form, it's like, whatever. And then at the very end, showing it off, I thought that was a good decision. That was dope. Kako read that blog post about Indra and romance and said, that's me. She's talking about me. I'm not into toxic love. I don't like it. I'm not here for it. Maybe when I was younger. I admit, if I was a little bit younger, there was a part of it that I could have maybe romanticized to some degree. But at this point, I can't stand that kind of stuff. I think it's just messy. It's not for me. I'm with you, Kurigam. I ain't drinking the poison. That's not tonic. I enjoyed it a lot. Surya's back. Brilith. Yama being good. Indra having a terrible, awful, no good, very bad day. Also, Yama being willing to reduce not her sentence time, but the place in which she is. So when he tells them to leave for a second, because originally she was going to go to Kala Sutra, the Black Rope Hell, but after they leave, he says, I can change it to Tapana, the Searing Hell. Now, here's what I'm about to do. Get my knowledge up. All right. Tapana Hell is described in Mahayan Buddhism as a place of intense suffering characterized by boiling cauldrons where the damned are cooked alive. It is notorious for the extreme heat and agony inflicted on its inhabitants as punishment for their previous misdeeds. In attention to being subjected to boiling, those trapped in Tapana Hell face torment from iron grinders and red-hot iron, making it a realm of severe and relentless suffering. The below excerpts are indicatory and do represent direct quotations or translations. It is your responsibility to fact check each reference. That's actually enough for me. I just wanted to kind of get a basic understanding of that, and then that's the wrong thing I asked. I'll look into it a bit more after, but that's one of the basic thing, and then I want Kala Sutra, the Black Rope, Hell. Okay. The Great Kala Sutra Hell in Mahayana Buddhism is a frightening realm where beings endure immense suffering as a consequence of their past actions. This hell is notably inhabited by evil Rakshasas who inflict torture on the damned, including measuring them with a black cord and using various iron tools for execution. The suffering described is a direct reflection of the individual's past wrongdoings, particularly those related to slander and harm inflicted on others. The below excerpts, okay. Okay. I don't know which one sounds better. They both sound awful. That's just my opinion, but okay. I wanted to just kind of understand, like, was she going to, is it kind of like is it Dante's Inferno, the whatever of hell? It's like a lot of, I know a lot of cultures and mythologies have levels of hell. Impelled Down had his version of it in One Piece that was based off certain mythologies and whatnot. So I just kind of wanted to see what she had to spend 1,200 hell years actually for real doing. Go easy on my baby. Health T, yes. Based on Agni's dialogue from when she first recovers her memory, he's actually aware of Brillet's wish of being loved without recovering her memories, and he almost fulfilled it this time. Since he was aware that she was an incarnation, he would allow himself to fall in love. Yeah, but is that what? I guess Corey, my question to you is: do you think that's what Agni wants, or do you think Agni wants to be with like the Brillet that has all the like memories of the past and the ancient human soul? Do you think he could love Brillet that way? Is my question. Like, I understand her perspective, but what about his? Yeah, I'm gonna be that guy. Research, hey, do some research. I have to get my knowledge up. I found it interesting that Brilla served her time for every life. I thought she would just reincarnate instantly after every death. So do modern humans serve their time in hell, paradise, then reincarnate? Is that why Anne could save Saha's soul? I'm actually with you. I thought ancient humans kind of died and almost like the Avatar, right? Like, Aang passes away and then immediately wakes up in Korra's body because Korra is born into the next cycle of reincarnation. But it's possible that there's a waiting period between reincarnations of ancient human souls. So I don't know if you get, because I feel like if you go to paradise, you go to paradise. Like that's just like eternal, whatever. But I guess maybe for sure, I think if you were a bad human soul, you're gonna have to spend a couple of years in hell to some degree, or one of the levels of hell, and then maybe you're reincarnated. I'm not sure if you were a good person. If you were like a good person, you did nothing wrong, you had no sins necessarily, would you reincarnate immediately, or do you still go to paradise and be like, yay, heaven, whoa, nice, and then like after 10 years, you're back to Earth? So that's actually a great question. I never really thought about it, but yeah. So that's why she would see Agni there. But then the fight between Chandra and Ganhofer interrupted the possible confession scene. I don't know. This is like Indra toxic romance all over again. Seeing Agni is Tapana. Wouldn't Agni be obligated to torture her? Does he have to? Is that the hell that he like? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. He has to even mention the time span between Sa's death and Rand's kids being born. It takes that into consideration. Yeah, I didn't think about that, but there was evidence there. Like that was there. That was a great example of evidence of time passing between the reincarnation because of Saha and Rand's kid. Yeah, because time moves slower in the afterlife, so that might be why time moves slower there. There's an interesting old PC game which accurately depicts the Buddhist hells. It's called Cosmology of Kyoto. Cosmology of Kyoto. I don't know if I'm playing this, but I'm gonna go look at that cutscene or something. Shoot, damn. This game came out the year I was born.
Yay!
93?
お兄ちゃん、ピ
Oh,
ースピース。
dinosaur. I am a dinosaur. Thank you for the subscription, babe. 6 months with the Prime subscription. I appreciate you. I'm on the wrong page right now. Thank you, baby. Okay. The AHR probably didn't serve much time in hell. You think so? Yeah. He definitely could, and from the way he spoke about it, he was seriously considering it. We saw in the soldier side story he wavered too. Also, Brilith would still be able to recover her memories afterwards, anyways. I wonder if there's a version to where they fall in love, and if he falls in love with her, knowing it's Brilith's soul, without her regaining her memories, it can almost be a fresh start, like she wouldn't get them.
イ
I don't
エ
know.
ーイ
I feel like
お
something like
兄
that
ち
would
ゃん、
happen if
ピ
that
ー
happened.
ス
But
ピ
I
ース。
actually don't. Like she could like at any given moment she could still get her ancient human memories back. Varuna noticed they were so good they didn't even need laws. I didn't realize I hadn't subscribed for this month until I got smacked with 3 minutes of ads. Oh yeah, the ads will get you. I heard they're changing the ads, like you can like still hear the stream as the ad plays in the corner, but I don't know if that's true. If that's true, I don't really watch Twitch streams. I just watch Simi, and I'm subscribed to Simi, so I don't see ads. And maybe even if you went to paradise, you would reincarnate because there's no way Brilith would not go to paradise in any single life. Maybe that's why the gods got mad at Ganahava starting destroying souls, because there is a limited number of souls to reincarnate. Yeah, I feel it. Not for you, at least. Okay. I also want to ask you guys a question about the soldier's mentality, right? Okay, first and foremost, if you're a soldier that's born during times of war and you have to protect your people or a nation, whatever the case may be, and as a result of that, you take many lives, whether the beings are intelligent or not, do you think that's something that should be punishable in the afterlife? Like, should soldiers go to hell? I guess is what I'm asking. I don't think there's a wrong answer. I'm just curious to see where everybody's moral compass kind of falls. Like, it seems she was punished for being a soldier. You know what I mean? And ultimately, taking a life is taking a life. Even if you do it in self-defense, I'm one of those people that believe the sin of taking a life can't really be erased more often than not. No matter the circumstance, though there's circumstances where I could understand it and be like, I don't think you were in the wrong to defend yourself with extreme violence. But just wanted to get a temperature of what you guys think. She still loves him, but she feels conflicted about it when she gets her memories back. So I think she wants to be in love with the other memories, so she can have memories of reciprocal love with him again. That makes sense to me. You said yes. Key point: Yama specified a war of aggression. Hold on. Okay, take into account that they were orders given to you due to your profession. It was your will to follow them without disobeying. So maybe not understanding the orders that you're getting are immoral. You shouldn't follow them. You should use your own discretion to be like, no, even though they were orders. Nameless soldier who lived in obscurity. The price for participation in a war of aggression and slaughtering intelligent beings is heavy. I don't necessarily know that a war of aggression is a bad thing. It could have been a preemptive thing, maybe being afraid of a nation's power or whatnot. I don't think aggression necessarily indicates anything good or bad per se, but I understand what you're saying. I feel it. Then reflecting the will of those who wish for your afterlife to be painful, but then there was those who wish for your afterlife to be peaceful. Your sentence is 1,200 years, yada yada yada, and she had no complaints. Okay. That being condemned to hell for following orders could reflect on Varuna. All the Red Sky attacks were under orders. That's good. That's fair. Murder is murder. Conditions can change, and soldiers can be following orders. But in a war, there's usually some dehumanization of the enemy to allow for indiscriminate killings. Yep. Yes, there's a difference between defending yourself and your people versus aggression. What if, so let me ask you, let me just throw one scenario towards you. What if you had absolute total confirmation without a shadow of a doubt that a nation was going to attack you? And if you didn't strike first, you would lose and or suffer greater damages, would you consider that the wrong action to take? Or do you still just play a defensive game and wait for the enemy to come to your wall? Or do you go attack that nation? I'm just curious. I like seeing where people's ethical and morality fall. Because I'm not a good person, so. Like, you're a soldier, you're following orders. Back to life to you, reincarnated. I would not be fair. I'd be like, I like you. Go back to Earth. The primeval gods would have been on my ass. Like, bro, you can't just pick and choose who you like to go to the afterlife. Be like, I don't know that I like you. 600 years of hell. This is why I don't have power. The second thing is, how do you guys feel about her? Corey and I have been going back and forth about it, but how did the rest of you feel about her? Her thoughts on Agni, like basically saying, I can give you a chance to make Agni. And he's like, has he been looking for the soldier he spent 40 years with? And he said, no, in his life, you die without recovering your memories. So Agni thinks of you as a merely impressive human being, but as you are now, you can prove it to him that you are in fact. And then he said, no, if he's not looking for me in this life, I do not wish to meet him. How could a sinner, as the sole survivor of a perished race, face the very God who burned him to ashes? He may show affection that is that is different from guilt. But as long as I carry this memory, I can never love him with all my heart. And then basically he's like, listen, he doesn't without you remembering everything, it's hard for him, and he, whatever. But she basically like decided, like, no, like, I'm not going to meet him, I'm not going to see him again. You and me remembering the time we spent together was enough. I thought that was sweet, but I kind of agreed with her. I think I would have made a similar decision. I don't think I would have tried to meet him. But I'm also not a person who needs closure. I could give it to myself more often than not in due time. I think for people who really need a sense of closure and finality to certain scenarios, situations, and relationships, and it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be friendships and family, familial stuff. I think a moment like that, granted by Yama, would do a lot of good. I'd probably go to the soldier route and be like, he not checking for me, it's okay. Like, the 40 years I had were the 40 years that I had. Send me to hell. Let me burn. Let me cook. The best defense is a good offense. If you kill someone's going to kill anyways, you're kind of saving. Okay. But Yama can't just send whoever he wants to heaven or hell. Otherwise, Kali will be able to evade the death attribute. No, I understand Agni. I mean, Yama. Yama's doing what he has to do. That's fine. I'm just talking about me. I'm not good. I'm not a good person. I'd send her back up. Just be like, nah, you good. You're a soldier. You're in war. Yeah, I ain't tripping. Meeting Agni in hell completely depends on whether he's obligated to torture her. Understandable for a human, but logically, I think Agni did the correct decision. Agni not loving her here shows that he truly loves her. Okay, that's interesting. Not me. Anyways, that's all I have to really say with the chapter. It was good. I mean, needing closure, full-fledged, chin deep in the muddy waters of emotional mess closure. Yeah. I used to be that way. I stopped after like the age of 19, I didn't need it anymore. And then we got Surya, so we'll see what's going on. Shout out to Grell. If he's about to come through, let's see what's going to happen. Indra on his demonic stuff. Mirha, your father is a vegetable already. Let him go. It's time for you. Hold on. How come Mirha doesn't get in trouble from the chat from not immediately using Hadi or whatever to get away? But Brilith hesitating is a bad thing. I'm on your ass, chat. All right, favorite panel this week. I already know what mine is. Let me find my favorite panel right now. Wait, I have to go higher up, I think. Yellow diamonds look like. Don't you know these diamonds in my ears only VV? This is my favorite panel. I'll do it. Let me move Brilith from Brilith from older Brilith for a second. I actually had the shot of Rand's eye when he recognizes Mirha and he's fighting back for control is my second favorite. That's a good one, but you know me, I'm biased. This is my girl, so shout out to Brilith gang. Favorite panel is Mirha. I have no salt for either Brilith or Mirha. They're doing the best they can with what they have. See, I appreciate that. So I appreciate an impartial, fair, objective judge. I can agree with yours due to context. Yeah, that's what it was too. I like how Indra slowly heals over the chapter. Okay, so I'm not tripping. He looks like he was injured at the beginning. Like the side of his face here looks like it's injured. Then later on it looks normal, but I thought maybe that could be his hair. So maybe I wasn't tripping. Maybe he really is. He was hurt from Ran. The clash with Ran. All right? What's our favorite piece of dialogue this week? Let me think. It might be it's probably the conversation with Agni and Yama for me. I mean, Agni and Yama's crazy. Brilith or Soldier, Nameless Soldier, and Yama. I don't know if the Ran torture is moving me as much. I think that back and forth is probably. He looked at least tired at the start. Yeah. Him trying to flex on the woman, on his betrothed, calling her whatever speck of dust. That's not moving me. Yeah. So I'm gonna go with the back and forth and Soldier's decision to be like, thank you for the consideration. Oh no, you're right. You're right. What's wrong with my level? Nah, that's the one. When Brilliant was like, he wouldn't stoop to your level. He said, "What's wrong with my level?" You know damn well what's wrong with it. What the fuck? Got hickety ups. But yeah, no, that's the one. You're right. But the Indra betrayal dialogue was good too. But yeah. I'm giving it a 9 this week. About a 9. I probably could go to a 9.5, but I'm gonna leave it at a 9 for this week. So yeah. What would you guys rank the chapter out of 10 this week if you had to give it a number? Yellow diamonds look like also 9. 9 out of 10. 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 Brilith and Yama, that's an easy 9. Yama is a good ruler. He be running the underworld as there's just no better. There's no better candidate. Now there's a more chaotic candidate that would cause disorder and chaos in ways that I think would be fun. But Kali, we don't need that right now. Go deal with the primevals, except Shiva, cause he's the GOAT. But yeah, good chapter this week. I enjoyed that. I'm very happy to see Brilliant is back in the story and to get some Yama moments. You know me, I'm a character-driven person, so when my favorite characters are involved, my level of personal interest is always higher. It doesn't mean that I'm not interested otherwise, because the characters in this series are so good and well written and well handled that like even the ones I don't like, there's a level of intrigue. But if Reacher was here, easy 10. Easy 10. The Holy Trinity, Brilith, Yama, and Phaedra. But alright. Thank you guys for joining me today. If you don't have any last comments, questions, concerns, predictions, prognostications, we'll leave it at that. I think this Sunday, even though by the time people see this video on YouTube it won't make any sense, I'll be dropping the double live reaction for King of Snakes. It'll be 29 and 30, so that'll be coming out on the Sunday. But the Sunday after, because I have to wait a week for it to catch up for 30, I'll drop the King of Snakes discussion that Sunday instead. So you'll still have Kubera content every week, so you won't miss a beat. Imagine if Shiva took Yama's place, he would just delete everyone and send him to hell. He'd come a point where there's no more souls. he's just sitting there like no one's come for a while. It's like Shiva, everyone is dead. You've erased everybody. He's like, oh, does that mean my shift is over? I also liked Rand's shock at realizing a summoner would die. It's not news, but he's mostly interacting with the gods who actually care about their summoners. That's a good point. Thank you for the stream. Thanks for the stream. Speed running at the end of the universe. No, it's a good point. There's certain things that were like, I wish I could think of a good example, and maybe as I'm speaking about it, I might find it. But I find there's certain things in life where there's a part of you that subconsciously understands, but because that thought never came to the forefront, like top of mind, until the situation really hits you, you never thought about it. I think I kind of have an example. It's not a good one. Maybe I could think of a better one, but it's kind of like sometimes when something tragic happens to a person, an individual, or somebody a part of a family. For a long time, it was always just like, oh, this person was victimized. I feel bad for this specific individual, yada yada. And then I think one time there was a documentary or a series or something that was talking about somebody who was victimized, but it also spoke about the impact that it had on that person's romantic relationship with their friends and family, and how the people around them, despite not personally going through it, were affected by the tragedy. And I'm just like, how did I never think like, yeah, this happened to like the son, but it still affects the mom, the dad, the brother, the grandma, you know what I mean? Like in that moment that revelation came to the forefront, but I've always known it somewhere in my psyche, if that makes sense. I wish I had a better example, but that's all I really got. That's all I got. So I think Rand is just having one of those moments. But all right, y'all, be safe.